The Chemistry and Manufacture of Hydrogen by P. Litherland Teat. This is probably the single best book ever written on the chemical production of hydrogen. The book details all of the chemical methods and apparatus needed for making millions of cubic feet of hydrogen, not for the fuel cell industry, not for the automobile industry, but for World War I observation blimps and aircraft. Chapter 3, The Manufacture of Hydrogen by Chemical Methods, the Production of Hydrogen. This is a chapter you're going to spend a lot of time in. Of course, it covers all of the chemical production methods that you already know about, such as zinc, and, of course, aluminum, and quite a few you didn't know about, such as metal silicon. And, of course, it covers the manufacture of hydrogen with all of the alkali and alkali earth metals. This would be your sodium, potassium, lithium, calcium, magnesium, etc. Of course, one of the methods I bet you didn't know about was making hydrogen with carbon. Yep, carbon and lye, sodium hydroxide, mixed together at a red temperature, which would be someplace around 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit, makes very wonderful hydrogen. Now the sodium oxide you see in there, that can be rehydrated with water to make more sodium hydroxide to continue the process. Also, the sodium carbonate can be calcined and remade back into sodium hydroxide. It is a wonderful little cycle, and it's basically over 100 years old. Of course, the book also goes into explicit detail on the iron contact process. This is a process where you make hydrogen in large volumes with iron and steam. Basically, you rust the iron and then you reduce the iron oxide back to iron and you continue the process. It's a semi-batch process, and it covers the timing, the chemistry, and the temperatures in here in excellent detail, as well as the apparatus. This is a very economical way of producing hydrogen today. Steve Harris and Roy McAllister loved this book so much that we made a DVD that explains everything in the whole book in detail, step by step. Steve Harris further loved this book so much that he started creating online video webinars to explain the book. For example, here's a drawing from page 76 in the book, and it's just a plain drawing. Steve takes the basic drawing and interactively online in the webinar, or the video of the webinar you can download, identifies everything in the picture. Instead of having to read it in the text, everything is labeled for you to see nice and clear. Steve then further goes into the actual operation of the unit, showing you image after image of how it starts up, is warmed up, and it starts producing hydrogen. This particular unit can produce hydrogen both by the gasification of carbon and or biomass, as well as the iron contact method mentioned earlier. It'll also do the steam reformation of carbon, or coal, or coke, or trees, or small furry animals that are roadkill into hydrogen. Of course, Steve just doesn't show you the drawings and the pictures. The second webinar for the book covers the actual construction and operation of a small basic unit. In this case, the unit was made in a 2-gallon metal pail with a lid and a small shop vac blower, and hydrogen and carbon monoxide is produced directly in the webinar. You see it step by step, full illustration, labeling, and examples.